know what it is about packing up a gift for somebody else, but I just expect for it to look like you bought it out the store. That's kind of unrealistic, but I don't know. This Mother's Day gift just looked so cheap to me. I was so disappointed, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just pivot and just keep going, and I did the best I could. When it's time for me to pack up for a market, I don't know, I get so anxious sometimes. I've been prepping for this market in October. Mind you, this would be my third year in a row going to this market if they accept me this year. And every time I just get nervous. And I'm just like, I don't know, I try my best to get prepared and be ready ahead of time. But I just feel like sometimes y'all really just be having like anxiety with my business. Like, sometimes I feel like some of my stuff is childish, sometimes I feel like it's not, like, and I'm trying to pivot away from the girlier fabrics and stuff like that. But also a lot of times when I first started my business, I didn't have a whole bunch of money. Like, money is still coming in now, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like flowing the way it should have been to say I started a business, right? So whenever something would be on sale at Joann's or wherever, I would just pick up the fabric and buy it. So now it's just like I didn't actually consider how long I would keep a product if that specific fabric like didn't sell. I'd be a little frustrated because if I get tired of looking at something, I just want to give it away. So I ended up writing out like my plan. I got a bunch of fabrics coming from Spoonflower, and I just wanted to kind of figure out exactly what I wanted, how I wanted it. So I printed off the little pattern pieces or like image so I could figure out what would look best with what. I think I'm gonna be good with everything. My plan is to prep for this market I have coming up all the way in October, and I don't want to be doing anything last minute. I just marked everything as categories, and so my plan is to just go off the categories every day up until like I'm done with that specific category, cutting out, ironing, prepping, all of that, sewing, stuff like that. I also got a free pattern for the Kindle sleeve options, which I needed because your girl don't know what size the Kindles are, and it has like every Kindle and what size fits what. Yesterday was Sunday, so I did like a little Sunday reset. I pretty much chilled and cleaned up what I could and just reset everything, washed my makeup brushes, stuff like that. I also bought these like binder envelopes for patterns and stuff so that I can like fold everything and keep it in the binder. I did use my Ditto for the first time yesterday successfully, and I really like it. It helped me cut out what I need to cut out super fast. I cut out a little drawstring kind of bag for myself because I need something for work, which I'm about to make after I situate all this stuff on this table. Mind you, I don't even use this board anymore. It's like, okay, I use it like every other month. I haven't touched it since March. When I filmed this was May. So it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's also because I can't hang it up. And if I was able to hang it up, live with my mom, then I probably would, and maybe I would like it. But it just like doesn't really fulfill its purpose, I guess. And I'm just like, should I keep it or give it to the Goodwill? So I did put my extenders on this table. It looks crazy, but it works, and it's much higher. I would say it's like 2 to 3 inches higher than what it was, and my back still be hurting when I cut fabric, but it's just not as bad as it was. So these are all the patterns that I was referring to. Honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna organize it yet. I just need this to not look like what it was looking like. The pattern, I don't know, it's like I have been building a pile of patterns for the last year and a half, 2 years, and it just finally got to the point where I was like, all of this is unorganized and it's chaotic and it's pissing me off, especially because like I be bulk sewing, like I be getting bulk orders sometimes, random, like orders that need multiple like factory style type of like production. But because I'm handmade, obviously there's not going to be a factory style. So I was just like, well, cutting out fabric is what takes the longest out of everything. So why not make this simpler for myself instead of just struggling all the time? So I bought those, like, I'm gonna leave them in my storefront, but they're like clear binder envelopes, and they have like Velcro on them, and they expand like if you end up needing, to put more than whatever is in there, which I'm grateful for. The only like con I would say with the paper patterns is the fact that I had to like fold them all to a certain extent, which you guys will see in a second. Like, which I'm fine with it, you don't get me wrong. And the fact that they're clear, I left something like on the clear side, kind of like a title or whatever I could, that I would know, like, okay, this is for this is for that, because I have a bunch of different patterns from a bunch of different artists, and it was just hard like keeping up with everything. But I really enjoyed like packing it all up. It was very satisfying, which y'all will see. It made my binder a bit bulky, I can't lie, but it was just like, it just scratched that itch in my brain where that area is clear. And then I ended up doing something different with it, which will come up and y'all see that. Back to the market that I was talking about in October. I'm really just nervous about it because I'll have a hit or miss with certain markets, and with this particular market, it's always a hit. But I've never reached a point in my business where it's like I made over $1,000 or right at $1,000. Not me dancing, right at $1,000 like at a market, like I would see on social media. And then I also remind myself though, like your season is your season. That doesn't mean it won't come. It's just God hasn't allowed, that time frame to come in right now, so just keep working. So that's kind of what I look forward to. But sometimes, like, who don't want to make, in a sense, free money? Like, girl math to me is, if I make the product and then I get paid to sell it months after the fact, then really I made it for free and got a whole bunch of money for it. That makes no sense. But again, girl math doesn't have to make sense. That's just what I like to tell myself, because it makes me feel like there is no what is it where you get profit and then net, something like that. But anyway, the point is just, I'm trying to keep things organized in this studio. It's hard. Like, I don't know why, but having a sewing studio, child, this thing be messed up. Like, and I'm the kind of person where like I have to clean up the studio before every project. Like, I can't sew in unorganized mess. Other than these patterns, like I was able to do it, but anything outside of that, I'm like, ew. Like, I have to I'm talking straighten up all the shelves, the table, moving stuff around, putting stuff away, vacuuming, cleaning out the sewing machine, making sure all the threads is like, when I say I'm thorough, I don't play. I get down. I don't like to have any kind of chaos or anything in my business environment, because I truly believe, whatever my mood is when I'm sewing these bonnets and scrunchies and whatever else, I don't want any negative spirits or anything like that getting through to my customers. Like, that's a real thing, even though of course I pray over everything and stuff like that. But like, still, even if you buy something from somebody, you should always be praying over that product, because you never know what that person was dealing with. Whether they believe what you believe or not, the enemy will try it, okay? Even on the way to you. Like, somebody who's not good could touch your package and like, I'm laughing, but I'm like, so for real. So I just try to be as thorough as I can on my end, like holding myself accountable, because I would not want to make something or get something as a customer and somebody made it in a chaotic environment. Now, of course, on the back end, how would you know? You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I'm transparent, I'm a YouTuber, like, I know. So even if y'all didn't know, it just bugged me. So I try to make sure it's as good as it can be. You see them lines on the ground? Yeah, that's vacuum lines. I don't play. I'm telling you. I needed a work bag so bad, so I was like, oh, let me cut off this bag pattern that I found. And spoiler alert, I like the bag, but it got stained up. Like, I think after like a day, I washed it, baby, the stains did not come out. I don't know what stain it was, but I don't know if it was some oil. Like, I don't know, it just looked like, not like, I thought it was makeup, but it wasn't makeup, it was something else. So anyway, I took the time to like make the bag, and it was cute, but it just didn't give, like, I guess the effort I was like going for. I wanted something like jazzy, like jazzy, but like still casual, if that makes sense. And the bag was so cute, but it just gave regular bag. Like, I went to Walmart and I picked it up. But in hindsight, like, obviously that's not the case, because I handmade it. Like, the bag is expensive because it's handmade. But the point is, like, I don't know, it didn't it just didn't give. It didn't give. Okay, but it's cute, and if it would have not gotten stained, I could have gave it away or sold it to somebody. But now, it just looked from the flow up, and I'm just like, it took me a long time to make that thing. Like, I'm just disappointed. Like, even right now, I filmed this about 2-3 months ago, baby. But the point is, I made it and I used it, but I'm definitely gonna make me another bag, and I want to try like a pleather bag or something. I just finished my bag for work. It's literally 10:30 at night. It took me basically all of me getting home. It's not perfect, as I love to say, but it's perfect for me. It's my first type of like bag like this, so it's definitely always improvements anytime I make something for the first time. I definitely messed up this bottom piece too, but it looks kind of cool. Like, it's like an extra flap in the middle right here. It's kind of low-key like an expandable, I don't know, no one's really gonna see the bottom. And then it's just like drawstring, and then I didn't put any pockets, and then I added this myself. This is basically for my keys, so when I'm digging around for my keys, I can actually find my keys. I didn't have the correct size like lobster clip, I think that's what this is called, so I just made do with what I had. But this did not come with the pattern I used. I just saw this somewhere else and I remembered how to do it, and I was like, oh, I have to add this to this bag, especially because this is like my work bag. So this is how it looks with the drawstring, and then I can just tuck the ends in because I don't like that look. Like, that's ugly to me. And then if I wanted to just rock the bag as just the drawstring kind of bag, I could. I'm finally coming out with laptop cases, y'all. I'm so excited about this project. This is just like a test pattern project because I bought these like laptop size patterns on Etsy, which usually that's what I do. Like, I'll try to support another handmade business by like buying a pattern instead of like the big like simplicity brands and stuff like that. But anywho, so I started like quilting this laptop case, and I really, okay, I'm trying to like explain it correctly. So it's like pros and cons to making certain things, and I'm very like nitpicky when it comes to my products. Like, the ends have to look a certain way. I don't want you to be able to see the threads. Like, if you pulling it, okay, my brain, like, it could just be a lot, and I'm very much a perfectionist. I am still learning how to not require perfection in all things as far as other people, but with myself, baby, I don't know, it just has to be the best, or it's like, what was the point of you trying? Like, so with this, it wasn't my best, but I still tried it, and it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't what I needed it to be. But I'm really excited to make them. So I basically made it and was like, okay, I'll come back to it because it wasn't great. Then I was like, oh, I want to make some lanyards. And like, that's the thing with me, like, I want to make something, find the tutorial, find the videos, buy the fabric, and then I'll sit on it for a little minute, and I'll be like, okay, today's a weekend, I'm finally gonna try it. And I ended up making lanyards for everybody at my job. Like, I was just so happy because they look so cute. This was just, again, my first tester. One thing about me and my business, I always make one or a few test products before I just sell them, because everything that I sell, I learned how to make for the first time at one point in the business. Like, I know how to sew, but I don't necessarily know how to make every style of makeup bag, or I'm not at the point in my career where I could look at something online and be like, oh, I know the measurements, I know exactly what they did. Now, I can take a couple of days, do some screenshots, zooming in, zooming out, like, and some guesses, like, I could do that. But as far as like knowing for sure, no. Then with Joann's clothing, it's just like, all these fabrics are from Spoon Flower that you're seeing right now, and I ended up spending like $15 a yard on every single one of these prints, and I got a yard each. That is absolutely outrageous, but it's just like, you really got to do what you got to do. Now, the rest of these that just kind of fail, some of those are from like Hobby Lobby and Joann's that I had just been sitting on. But this is just me like prepping the lanyards. I really hope these sell. And my biggest thing is like, I'm so creative, and it's so hard sometimes to really express it in videos. Like, even down to this vlog, like, I'm like, okay, I got all this footage. Let me just do a voiceover. Let me just talk, because it's hard to find music nowadays. It's hard to like get the footage to look how sometimes it's just hard being a creative, okay, just period. So basically, I just need to find a really good vendor for fabric that's like affordable, because literally every ounce of money that I make either goes towards my debt, which hallelujah, I'm almost done paying. It'll be fully paid off, I think, by next year at some point. But every dime I make either goes back into the business and slash, or it goes towards debt or a bill if I'm short that week from my 9 to 5. It just depends. Roughly though, I try to keep everything going back into the business, because how am I sell a product if I can't even buy the fabric? You know what I mean? So this project was like another, ooh, I want to try it. I think these are, is this a coin purse? Yeah, this is like a different size of a coin purse. And I'm also making like book sleeves, I think with this fabric. I just wanted to try something new. It was supposed to be a pencil case, which is why it's cut out in like a rectangle shape. But then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I had the other side of it. So I was like, well, let me just fold it and make it 2 pieces for one. If you don't sew, don't worry about that. But these are the lanyards. You have to do so much ironing to make lanyards. You see that steam? Babe, I had to keep refilling that water so I can make sure them creases was creasing. Because baby, it was not easy, okay? But I just love when I get into my flow. I made, I think, like over 50 lanyards this day. And it took a little minute. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Have a blessed day.
You too. I don't even remember where I went and got this ramen from. Me and my best friend went out. This ramen is the best ramen I've ever had in my life. What am I doing? Awesome. Some Mexican food.
First night I was actually able to sleep.
Dropped the camera. Almost broke the camera. I'm gonna wash his head. My hair is slide fried, laid to the side. I don't know, I never say it right. You get the point. Is what I have. That's what I'm working with. My scalp is so itchy.
Now, will you help me plan my escape?
So I did straighten up. Well, that kind of looked crazy, but it's better than what it was looking. I straightened it up as much as I could. That's kind of like my specialty project fabrics. And then I folded up all of like my satin material, my lining, my everyday cotton fabrics, jean material, blah, 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 blah. Then this is like scraps down here. And then this is also some cotton and the 2 bonnets that I need to make. And then this is like, don't mind really this first or second shelf. There's lanyards on there, top cases, and I'm also about to make me a purse, so that's up there. And then I got my makeup bags, and then basically all of my interfacing and stuff is down here. So it's progress, not 100% where I want to be. This is like my supplies and my serger, and then my shredders down there, and then of course inventory is up here. So yeah, and then I'm just working on making these laptop cases. This is gonna be a laptop, and that's my chair and all that over there. So I designed these the other day and got them shipped from Sticker Mule, and I'm so happy about it. They're so cute. And then there's just the back, but it's simple and better than what I had before, which was like checkered or whatever. And this is, I love a good swirl, and I'm gonna keep saying that till I die. Recently I made this laptop case. It's so, do you see the detail? It's like so cute. Oh, I can't wait for somebody to buy this. And then these are the lanyards and stuff. It's just something about stacking multiple fabrics on top of each other that just get me every time. Then I'm looking at this footage like, girl, that little bit of iron ain't really did much or nothing. It just took the edge off. Like, when it came down to these laptop cases, I enjoyed the process, but I did not like the final outcome to the, I guess, fullest extent of what I could have. I'm very particular about like the edges and the corners, and they're cute, don't get me wrong. They're really adorable. Like, I really do like them. However, I just feel like I don't like zipper tabs, and I explained this in the vlog before, but zipper tabs are basically like a piece of fabric that goes at the end of the zipper so that when you sew up, you know, your product, it's not bulky or whatever. But for me, I don't use zipper tabs because I just feel like it looks tacky and cheap. That's just my opinion. It doesn't make it factual. But with my business, I don't want, you know, if it looks tacky and cheap to me, why would I be doing it? And I did it in the beginning to try it out, you know, to learn different techniques, but I'm not doing it anymore. And making these laptop cases just, I don't know, they look, I don't, I'm not gonna say they're good. They're not bad. But for me, like being an overachiever, the corners are not as flat as they could be. Such a small thing to be like irritated by, but it does irritate me. I finished this one today, these two, and this one. These three were already done, and this was already done. So this is my stack of laptop cases. The bottom is for 15 inches, and then all of these I want to say are 14, but I'm gonna remeasure them to make certain. So yeah, these are the laptops done. Could make more, but yeah, I don't think I like making these for real. These are my favorite though, so I don't know. I ended up getting a custom order request for a pink bonnet, so I'm making that right quick. When I tell y'all I just love custom orders, and then recently I got like I think 4 or 5 orders, all teddy bonnets, so y'all see me make them too. Well, this is what I get for rushing. Now I have to go to the hospital because I can't get this out my finger. 2 hours in a failed hospital attempt. I ended up just getting it out myself. So yeah, I need to wash my hands and finish this bonnet because work still has to be done. Oh my god, that hurts so bad. I gotta put some gloves on and throw all this other stuff away so I can finish this bonnet. Like, I'm just so grateful nothing got on the actual bonnet and material. Just got blood on my apron. It's okay. I can wash this. No biggie with that. There was just so much going on. My god. Oh, I'm so glad that's over. And that I did not have to spend no money at the hospital. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm making this test bag. I didn't forgot that I was a pattern tester for this. But I'm making this bag for my cousin Kayla's birthday. And I gotta go run an errand right quick. So I ain't gonna be able to do it right now. But when I get back, I'm gonna do it. I hope it turned out right. Because I don't even really have a dark blue thread, I don't think. So it's either this color or a black. And baby, I don't think it's gonna look right, but we're gonna see. I also cut up a bag that I'm making for myself. I didn't finish cutting out the lining, which is this black for it, but it's like a leather bag.